Hello. Me and Ty are gonna demonstrate some exercises to practice saying no. And these are gonna be, oh, there he is. Hello. I think you can request to join, Ty. We're gonna be doing exercises that will be in the live class, sorry, not live, the in-person class next Saturday. Hi, Joe. I'm a Cancer. Skinny. Wow, we've got a bunch of people here. Okay, Ty's joining. There you are. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. I'm gonna explain these. Hey, Rachel. I'm gonna explain these or the first one and then we'll do it.
All right.
Okay. The first one is that I'm gonna ask you pretty like silly, harmless questions about can I do something, and you're just gonna say no, and then I'm gonna take a deep breath and say thank you. And we'll do that a few times before we switch. Okay?
Okie dokie.
Okay. Can I pinch your nose?
No.
Thank you. Can I ruffle your hair?
No.
Thank you. Can I pull on your earlobe?
No.
Thank you. Can I go like this to your mouth?
No.
Okay, thanks. Can I put my hands on your shoulders?
No.
Thank you. Okay, how was that? What did you notice?
That I wanted to say yes to some of them, but I don't know. At this point, I feel like I've done this exercise so many times that saying no feels a little bit easier than it did to start with.
I'm also noticing that you and I have only ever done this like before we knew each other very well, and like now it's probably much easier.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Someone says you're the king of saying no. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna switch, and I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Can I put your glasses on?
No.
Thank you. Can I put your hair in pigtails? Thank you.
No.
Thank you. Can I boop your nose?
No.
Thank you.
Okay. Great. Okay. For me, I noticed, I think that I was not taking my time. I think I was just sort of like, I'm supposed to say no, I'm gonna say no.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed you taking your time when it was your turn to say no and like really pausing, and I'm just noticing that I was kind of like speeding through it.
How's that feel?
It's interesting to notice. It makes me wonder, like, am I like performing for all the people in here? Am I tired? Is there like a desire to kind of like check out, go on autopilot, something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel to do the asking?
The hardest part of doing the asking for me is coming up with like what I want to ask. But yeah, beyond that, I think taking the breath is nice before saying thank you. Because, like you're saying, you kind of just sped through the no's. I think even when I say no, I try to take a breath first
Hmm.
to allow myself that minute or a second to pause. Um, yeah, because I think it helps not just like be on autopilot and speed through it, especially with people watching you on Instagram Live.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. The breath is great because it gives you a second to like not uh sort of like spiral into rejection, and it also just like literally oxygenates your brain. The thank you can be really awkward at this phase. How did it feel to you? I mean, you've done this enough times. I don't know if it still feels weird.
It still feels a little bit weird, but I also like the thank you.
Yeah, I do too.
Like it's made its way into my life beyond the exercises, and I think it's a really lovely way to meet somebody, like when
Hmm.
they express a no to you.
Yeah.
I think it's built a lot of like, I don't know, those moments sometimes in the past for me have maybe not felt intimate.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, maybe some anxiety or something, but being able to say thank you, I think brings a little bit of intimacy to the moment,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like with that. I think it also like it really reinforces that you want me to feel okay saying no.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have talked about it. Like having people be able to say no to you, it's a signal that like, okay, I can trust you, you can trust me.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Right. Okay. So the next phase is that we'll just alternate now. We're not going to like me and then stop and then you. We'll just alternate. And you can say yes or no. Um, Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do it because we're not in person. In the in person workshop, or if anyone's ever doing this with someone that's in person with them, I'll tell you the next level, but you still want to do it where you have one series of them where you can say yes or no, but it's not going to happen.
Mhm.
Okay. Ready?
Mhm.
Great. Um, oh, also, what you described of like having to come up with stuff, that I recently learned is creative labor. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. Okay. So no creative labor. You can ask the same thing that you've asked already. You don't have to like struggle to find a new thing.
Okay.
Okay. Um, can I pull on your earlobe?
No.
Thank you.
Can I pat your head 3 times?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Can I ruffle your hair?
Yes.
Cool.
Can I put your hair in a ponytail?
No.
Thank you.
Can I button the top button of your shirt?
No.
Thank you.
Can I tickle your armpit?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm. Um, can you get me some water?
Yes.
Cool. Thanks.
um
We can stop. That was plenty. Okay. All right. How is it different now that you had more options?
uh, I can like feel it more, I think.
What does that mean?
Like there's more intention behind it when I'm asked those questions, I think. Like there's I think about it more, of course, because I get to make an actual choice. And I think that that can be a little bit daunting in a way. Like I think the yeses are easier, um, and the nos are. I still get this little thought that's like, why would you say no to that? Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like with this one, I was like, because I imagined it in person, and I was like, I just think it'll be like really close right now, and I'm not feeling that way. And so I said no to it, but I could feel myself in my head being like, that's a silly thing to say no to, Ty.
Hmm.
Which isn't really, like, I have a deeper belief that that's not true,
Yeah.
but it comes up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Um, Similar. Like I'm actually thinking about like what would that be like,
Mm-hmm.
and noticing what comes up in my body. There was like the the pat on the head one. I was like, sure, because that doesn't bother me, you know?
Uh-huh.
Um, the tickling my armpit one, um, I feel like if you, like, if I know that it's coming and like you ask, and also like you're my friend, um, the thought that went through my head was like, I actually don't know that you're going to be able to tickle me.
Like you're not ticklish enough, or
I am very ticklish, but not if I'm like if you're like, can I touch your armpit? And I'm like, okay,
uh-huh.
then it's unlikely to like cause that kind of reaction. So that's what was going on in my head. Was I just was like, I actually don't know if that would happen, but you can try, you know?
Uh-huh. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Did you have the impulse to like fill me in on that while you said yes?
I did. I was like, I wanted to explain,
Yeah.
or like qualify it like with, you know, you can try, but it might not work.
Uh-huh. I get the qualifying thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that impulse comes up sometimes.
Yeah. It's interesting to me when you said like the button, it was like that I would be physically close to you, right? That
Mm-hmm.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting to me that that sort of comes with like, almost like challenging yourself on like why you would feel that way.
Yeah. But if I listen to my body, I mean, I'm sure it changes day to day, but today it's like, I mean, I was sick yesterday, not feeling super tip top today. And so if I listen to my body in that moment, imagining it, it feels like a no.
Yeah.
But knowing that maybe there are other days where it feels like a yes also throws me. Or that, like, I feel you're my friend and I feel comfortable with you. So, like, that's also the other thing that I think comes in with it.
Yeah.
But that's why listening to the body is cool, because there are a lot of things I would probably say yes to if I wasn't actually tapping into how my body feels in the moment.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing that I forgot to mention is that even in that phase, if you get a no, you still say thank you. And if you get a yes, you can say whatever you want. And if you're doing this in person, and we'll do this in the class, the next phase would be that you can say yes or no. And then if you get a yes, you would actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then the next phase is that we're going to get as specific as we possibly can. So you already started. You said, can I tap your head 3 times?
Mm-hmm.
There are several different modifiers that you can add. So it would be like the kind of touch, like a stroke or a squeeze or a tap or a poke, where on someone's body, with what part of your body, number of times, which you did, speed, pressure intensity, and you can use like a scale of 1 to 10. So that would sound like, or we can just do it. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I, oh, I almost asked you something that I actually really didn't want to do. And I was like, oh yeah, the place where like, if you say yes, I actually have to do. Okay. Can I like alternate earlobes, and go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not very hard, like pretty gently. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Um, can I rub your elbow with my elbow for a few seconds, very gently, in little circles?
I need some clarification there.
Okay.
Okay, so you want me to keep my elbow stable and you'll like go around my elbow?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yes, you can. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Okay. Um, can I um can I walk around you in a circle um slowly so that it takes me like 10 seconds?
Yes.
Great.
Can I lightly stroke both of your eyebrows with my thumbs for 5 seconds?
Yes.
Cool.
All right. That feels good to me. How was that?
That's good. I like that one. I like when you have to get specific.
Yeah.
It almost makes it easier for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like more embodying. Like
Mm,
I just think of like a body part. I don't know.
yeah.
Just it tracks for real life too. Like getting more specific about requests is actually really
Totally.
helpful for me. Yeah.
Yeah. It mitigates expectations too.
Yeah. What about you?
Um, I like the specificity too. There's something kind of fun about it. Like it gets a little more playful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, and then I get to actually like imagine what it would be like to do that thing, as opposed to like if I just was like, can I pull on your earlobes? I don't know. There's I don't know, that feels less fun to me.
I
What?
said yes more. I think like with the more
Good.
specific activities. Yeah, because I think you asked me if you could pull on my earlobes a couple times earlier, and I think I said no both times, and then this time you were very specific about how, and it was a yes for me. 'Cause yeah, being like, can I pull on your earlobes? That makes me.
Yeah, you're like, how hard, like
Uh-huh. I can't anticipate anything around it,
right. That makes
but yeah, the specificity makes it feel a whole lot safer.
yes, I agree. I feel that too.
Yeah.
I know what to expect if you're asking me, and then when I'm asking you, I feel a lot better about then actually doing it because I'm like, he knows exactly what he agreed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're doing this in person, the next step would be once you do the thing, you would ask the other person, was that what you expected? That comes from an intimacy coordinator named Rachel Flesher. And the idea there that very often stuff is okay, but it's different from what you expected. So instead of saying, was that okay? Because often our impulse is to say, yes, it was okay. You ask, was that what you expected? So that you can then get clarity on where maybe it wasn't or where it was. And sometimes what is different from what you expected is like, you know, I thought it would take longer than that, or I didn't expect it to tickle. Or, but also sometimes what happens is that what's different is not what happens, but how you feel while it's happening. So for example, like when I said, can I walk around you? Something that happens sometimes with that is like, if I did it and then I said, is that what you expected? Sometimes what people notice is that like once they can't see the other person, like something comes up in their body and they weren't expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
So both of those things can happen.
Yeah. I like what, was that what you expected? Because it feels a lot more spacious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like if I say, was that okay? Then if it's not, then it feels like there needs to be some kind of like care or an apology or like trust rebuilding or something. And that's just not quite what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I forgetting anything, Ty? Anything that you want to mention about this?
I think you covered it.
Okay.
I'm a little slow today, to be honest. I'm like running on empty, but yeah.
Okay. Well, Ty and I are going to be teaching a in-person class on the 26th, and registration will be open on the 21st and 22nd for 2 days. And it is in Echo Park. So if you are nearby, it would be great to see you there.
I can speak to my experience doing this stuff.
Yeah, please. Oh, yeah.
I mean, like the first time doing these yes and no exercises, I remember feeling a lot in my body. I mean, it's been like a year, a year and a half, something like that since first starting this. And so there's been a lot of movement. But yeah, to begin with, there was a lot of feeling that would arise in my body saying no. I think we had to turn the camera off at some point for me to say no.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah. It like I would get the giggles for long periods of time, and yeah, I think that was just my body kind of purging like this expectation of always having to say yes to things.
Mm.
Um, or just the discomfort of saying no. But gradually, like, I don't know, that was a lot of feedback to receive and to hold with me. And yeah, doing it repetitive times after that and also practicing it in like low stakes situations in my life was
Yeah.
really, really helpful. And it's still a lot of feeling arises in my body saying no to people in different situations, but I am having an easier time doing it and I don't really guilt trip myself as much. Like there's a certain confidence that's been built through some practice and doing this more often. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love to hear that.
Yeah.